There hasn't been a Toyota Corolla on sale in the UK for many years, but now it's back, complete with hybrid powertrain and new, more aggressive styling. To be precise, the Corolla never actually left. It was sold in the UK as the Auris, and it continued to sell in many global markets as the Corolla. And boy, did it sell! It's been one of the world's biggest selling cars for many years actually, and in 2018 Toyota sold 1.2 million of them. For all that, it does have a huge array of rivals, including hybrids and plug-in hybrids like the Kia Niro and Hyundai Ioniq, right through to conventional petrol and diesel alternatives like the Volkswagen Golf and Ford Focus. So, let's find out why the world loves a Corolla and whether you should follow the masses and spend your money on it too. The Corolla is offered as an estate, a hatchback and even a saloon to replace the venerable Avensis. The engine options start with a 1.2 petrol, or there are two hybrid powertrains on offer, a 1.8 and a 2 litre. Both of these petrol-electric hybrid cars are full hybrids, or what Toyota calls self-charging hybrids. What that means is that you don't need to plug them in. Instead, they have a small battery that is only ever charged up by the car's engine or braking system. This means that you'll spend a useful amount of time on pure electric running in town, although the petrol engine will be running most of the time when you're out on faster roads. Of course, both the 1.8 and the 2 litre hybrid Corolla models will actually give you very decent real-world efficiency. We're in the 2 litre here and we're seeing around about sort of 48, 49 mpg very easily, but if you take it easy, around town you'll see plenty of electric running, and you could see 55 mpg, even up to 60 mpg in easy motorway stuff, so the economy really is very decent. Now the 1.8 does around about 5 mpg more than the 2 litre, on comparable models. You can only get the 2 litre on higher trims, which are actually higher emitting anyway. Regardless, you're going to see slightly better economy out of the 1.8, which is, don't forget, exactly the same powertrain that is in the Toyota Prius. So if efficiency is your top priority, then that is definitely the better powertrain for you. Having said that, neither of the Corolla hybrid models actually get free entry to the London congestion zone, so if you're after that, then you need to look at one of the plug-in hybrid alternatives to this car. This is the 2 litre car that we're in here, and while it does seem a bit of a paradox actually to offer a sportier version of a Toyota Corolla hybrid, I'm actually really glad that Toyota does, because I think it says something to offer this car with the option of buying a more performance-oriented version. And you know what? It's actually really good to drive. It's not really much about the performance though, although this car's got 178 brake and it will do 0 to 60 in around about 8 seconds, so that's very decent. So if you do want to, give it a prod of the throttle, it does get noisy, but it goes for it. It's not a hot hatch. It never feels like a hot hatch, even if you put it in sport mode down here, But what does pay off is the fact that this car's got really lovely, natural, consistent feeling control weights, really nice steering. It's got a really precise feel to it, so it's easy to drive around town. It's stoic and relaxing on the motorway, but if you do find a decent road and you fancy giving it a bit of vigour, then actually it does deliver. It's really satisfying, and I really like that about this car. It ticks all the boxes. Comfortable, easy to drive, relaxing, but actually with a glimmer of fun. The Corolla's interior is actually really nice. It's a neat, smart-looking architecture, the materials all feel nice, and you get this big touchscreen as standard. However, it's not the best system out there, for all that it's easy to use, because you get these shortcut buttons to help you hop between functions, and it responds quite quickly. But the graphics are really grainy, you can't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so for all that it does definitely lag behind rivals from Volkswagen, Kia, Hyundai and all the rest. Equipment levels are good on the Corolla. Even the cheapest trim gets automatic LED headlights, alloy wheels, reversing camera, climate control, heated seats and the chunky touchscreen. You'll need to step up a trim level to get the big driver's readout you see here, and to get sat-nav on that touchscreen. But what is far more unreasonable is that you have to go for one of the top 2 trims to get automatic wipers, and keyless entry isn't available at all. You also have to choose one of the top trims to get the 2 litre hybrid engine tested here. Safety equipment is hard to fault, with adaptive cruise, autonomous emergency braking and lane keep assist all included. Practicality is great in this estate version too, with plenty of room in the back seats for 2 adults or for chunky car seats, although we would like the rear doors to open wider. One of the most annoying things about the estate version of the Corolla is that it's officially called the Touring Sports, which sounds more like a roving band of decathletes than a normal family car, but we will forgive it because it's actually a really good compact estate. Certainly, a Skoda Octavia has a bigger boot still, but the Corolla Estate's 581-litre boot is a practical shape, and there's a space-saver tyre underneath the floor. It'll easily take a lightweight buggy with the seats up, or if you drop those seats, a bike is no bother either. It feels like a massive improvement on its predecessor, this car. It's great to drive, it's practical, it's good value, and actually I think it looks good too, although that does seem to be a bit of a Marmite aspect of the Corolla. For all that, it is critical to think about the kind of driving you do before you make any decisions. If you do loads of motorway miles and don't go into the city too often, then probably an efficient diesel will be cheaper to buy and run. Equally, if you do commute into the city, then a plug-in hybrid that offers some 30 miles of pure electric running will likely be cheaper still. For all that, there are loads of people out there who don't want to have to plug the car in and don't want a diesel, but do want efficiency and clean tailpipe emissions. And if you're one of them, then the Corolla is a great choice. Go for a 1.8 hybrid in a mid-spec trim, pick whatever body shape you fancy, and you have got a cracking family car. Head to DrivingElectric.com for all of the electric and hybrid car advice, news and reviews you could possibly want. And check us out on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. While you're here, don't forget to hit subscribe on our YouTube channel.